Hey there, and welcome back to the third and final episode in this mini series, Like a Boss. Now, what a huge couple episode it's been. Trust by now, understanding, appreciating, totally digging by having that level of clarity that we got in episode one, and stacking it with the state management that we did just yesterday. You're feeling, totally on a different playing field, and I trust that you're implementing this already in your day-to-day actions. That makes sense. Like, don't wait for this mini-series to end. Don't waste another minute of your life. Take control now, okay? I want to say a huge thank you to the people that have been responding on Facebook and engaging. It's been truly overwhelming. I really want to say thank you so much for that. And for those of you who haven't yet, like I always say, please do. It really is important. I truly want to hear from you and connect with you. So, yeah, take the time to do that. Now, a third and final episode, and I promise you there's a bonus at the end of this episode as well, which you're going to have to hang around with right till the end to get to find more about. So, Habits of the Most Successful is this third and final episode in this mini-series. And Aristotle's got a beautiful quote that says, "Excellence then is not an act, but a habit." And how true is that? We don't just fall over excellence, we don't stumble across it. It doesn't just happen. Does that make sense? Even these overnight successes that we hear about, celebrities or stars or whoever it may be, it's not the case. Often there's 5, 10, 15, 20 years of effort and mastery that's gone in behind it. We just didn't know about it. Facebook or Instagram or the TV show that we saw it on just hadn't got to that person yet. But they'd been, working away at this skill for a long, long time, okay? And I want to draw your attention to a guy by the name of Michael Phelps. You might know him as one of the greatest Olympic swimmers of all times. The guy took away 28 medals in his Olympic career, and 23 of them were gold. I mean, it's just unheard of, okay? And how did he do it? How did he dominate a field which is so competitive for so long? Well, here's the good news, first of all, that there is a trail of clues left behind, okay? The not so good news is that you probably already know the answers, and it's a lot of hard goddamn work. That's the answer, right? But it's habits. It's habits that he lived and breathed by for a period of time that he committed himself to, that he just had this internal belief that he said, if I just commit to this, if I just turn up every day and I'm going to rinse and repeat these steps, I'm going to achieve success. Because he listened to people that had already done it. He had a whole team behind him of, physios, chiros, sports nutritionists, I don't know, whoever else. He had a team of about 4 or 5 or 6 different people behind him, and he trusted in those people, and each one of them said, you must do this every day, every second day, every week, whatever it was. And once he had that routine built, he lived and breathed it. And one of the examples, for instance, was that he believed that whatever routine the top performing swimmers were in his category, that he would double that workload. Now that's pretty phenomenal, because we're talking about Olympic athletes, so they're not like they're slacking off. These guys are putting in massive, massive hours every day in the pool, but his attitude was, I'm going to double it. So that was his habits that he committed to. It was phenomenal. And just a total side note, to do that level of activity, he had to eat 12,000 calories a day, which is absolutely phenomenal just to even try. The average person will probably take in between 2,000 and 3,000, even the ones that are overeating. So to eat 12,000 is phenomenal, but that's the level of dedication and commitment that he had. So what are habits? Habits are things that we do repeatedly. Does that make sense? Until the point where they become unconscious. So some examples of this are, taking showers, brushing your teeth, having your morning coffee. A smoker, for instance, can't start their day without a cigarette, whatever it is for them. But these are all forms of habits that we've grown, that have just happened over a period of time because our parents or our siblings or our friends or our partners have done them, or we just started doing them, and like I said, they just became part of our daily habit. But the challenge for most of us is not necessarily the habits, but the fact that we don't really do them with volition, or we're not doing them consciously. Does that make sense? So there's this lack of commitment and willingness to push through when we want to change those habits. So we may read a book or go to a seminar, or like you are now listening to this mini series, and you're thinking, great, I really want to try X. Let's do yesterday's example of state management, right? And you're like, every day I'm going to commit to learning, getting deeper and deeper with my mastery of state management. But something happens, an event, you feel tired, somebody lets you down, you had an argument with your partner or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden one day happens. and then 2 day happens, and 3 days, and before you know it, because you hadn't engaged in that habit for long enough, it didn't become at an unconscious level. Okay, and then that way it drops off, and then sometimes weeks, months, and even years go by before you hear that message again. You go, oh my God, if I just stayed with that, what could have I achieved? Does that make sense? So don't let that happen. You've got awareness about it now. Okay, so how do we get these habits in so they stay permanent? So it's consistency. Does that make sense? You've got to break through that first 14 to 21 days to make something a habit and lock it in, and you've got to connect it to a why. Why is it so important? If I was to commit to making this habit, this one act for the rest of my life, and I'm going to master it, how important would it be? And that's where we connect back to step one, which was clarity. It was all about engaging in that goal. What are you really striving for? Does that make sense? So this is how they all interconnect. So these successful people leave clues behind, and for me, it's all about if I can get off to the best possible start in my day, I know I'm going to set myself up for success. Because there are times, believe it or not, with all of us, I believe, for some unbeknown reason, we have a bad night's sleep or a bad dream, or we just wake up and we just don't feel refreshed and revived. Does that make sense? So this isn't about being rah-rah and positive, and I trust by now you see that I'm not that guy. I'm not a motivational speaker at all. I'm about facts. I'm about the truth. When I've got the truth, I can deal with it, right? So the truth is there are times when I'm just going to wake up and I'm not going to feel like I'm in a peak state. God willing. So here's the thing, but I want to make sure that I can get myself into that state as quickly as possible. So again, through the mentorship of Tony Robbins, he's got this thing called priming. And he does this every single morning. And this is one of the key elements that he teaches all of his students and all of his clients. Now, you got to imagine this guy charges $1 million a year if you want to be privately coached by him. $1 million, that's US. So, and this is something that he teaches all of his clients. So I want you to listen up. This is how serious this is. Now, imagine you said to yourself, I'm going to dedicate 10 to 15 minutes every morning, right? And you don't have to do it every morning once you get really good at this and it becomes an unconscious state. But at the start, I challenge you to do this every morning. And it's just 10 to 15 minutes. You just got to set that alarm a little bit earlier, or don't watch, the Today Show or your morning breakfast show, whatever you do, right? Just for 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to take you through a morning routine now that Tony Robbins calls priming, right? And it gets you into that peak state. So no matter how you woke up, believe me, after this 10 or 15 minutes, you are going to be engaged, okay? And it's going to get you into the best possible state. Because remember, we want the habits of the most successful people, the most fulfilled people. And this is what they're doing, okay? So if you're driving now, I want you to pull over. I'm not joking, right? This is how important this is. If you're on a train or a bus, I'm just going to get you to close your eyes. That's not unusual. People fall asleep on the train and bus all the time, right? So as long as you've got 10 to 15 minutes before where you got to get off, I want you just to relax and engage. And if you're sitting at home or in your office, same thing. Just relax and go with me. Now, normally we would do this with some really calming and soothing music in the background. But hey, you've got my voice and I trust that's soothing enough for you. So what I want you to do is sit comfortably. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you just to really feel the chair that you're sitting in. What does that mean? I just want you to let it, feel how it's supporting you, how it's taking the pressures off you. Good. That's it. And I want you to notice how full and deep your breaths are right now. Good. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. That's it. And as you start to relax, and maybe feeling for the first time the beating of your heart. That heart that beats hundreds of thousands of times and keeps you alive without you even having to think about it. Good. I want you to go to a place of gratitude. I want you to think of just one thing in your life that you could be grateful for. Could have been an event. Could have been a time and place in your life. Or maybe it's for the fact that you're healthy and you've got the sensation of feeling in your fingertips. Maybe it's the eyesight that you get to see the people around you, a partner, your children. Maybe it's your ears, you get to hear the joy around you, the laughter, the fun. Whatever it is for you, I want you to pick one thing that you could be grateful for. That's it. When you've got that thing, I want you to notice there are two dials to the right of that image. One is for colour. I want you to turn up the colour. I want you to see that dial turning up all the way from 3 to 4 to 5, all the way to 10. As the colour intensifies around you in whatever image that you're focusing on. I want you to have those feelings of gratitude start to increase as each dial clicks through that number. Good. And now I want you to notice the sounds that were taking place in that when you in that state of gratitude. Good. And that second dial was for the volume. And so go ahead and turn that dial up now. As you hear that, those sounds that you were there, turning all the way up. And notice how with each click of the dial, that sense of gratitude and thankness just increases immensely. And I want you to say the words out loud or in your head. Say, thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Thank you for whatever you're feeling right now, whatever you're seeing and wherever you are, for that moment or for that thing. Express that level of gratitude. Good. And now I want you to go to a second time, place, or a second thing you could be grateful for. I want you to go back and see the things you saw and hear the things you heard. I want you to notice how amazing it feels to express that level of gratitude. Good. Feel it warming through your chest and through your stomach. Sensation runs throughout your whole body. Good, that's it. And now I want you to go to a third thing. This thing was more of a coincidence, because we love coincidences. It's just a sign that life is happening for us and never to us. What else could you be grateful for? Bumping into a person. Maybe it's a business opportunity that's struck from a relationship, a friendship, a partnership. Just that little something that if you didn't open that door, if you didn't answer that phone, if you didn't take that street, that never would have happened. That's it. Thank you. So grateful. Thank you so much. Good. And while you're feeling that level of gratitude, what I want you to notice now as you're sitting there is from the sky, a bright light coming down, a beaming light. It can be gold, it can be white, it can be ice blue, whatever it is. As that light hits your head and it starts to radiate through all the way down your head, down your neck and your shoulders and your chest, all the way out your arms and your stomach, down through your hips and legs. As it touches the ground, shoots into the core of the earth, bounces back up and radiates all the way back through you, all the way back up through your back and your neck and your head, all the way up towards the sky, and it comes back down. It's like a game, because it's fun to have games, isn't it? And as that light comes down, I want you to notice the sensation, this energy that's inside of you. It's electrifying and it continues to grow. That's it. And that light, as it heals your mind and it heals your spirit, it heals your body. And it's awakening parts of you that may have been sleeping for some time. It's reconnecting parts of you that have always been there, but have just been pushed down and suppressed. And I want you to feel them come alive, and I want you to notice the smile on your face, that tingling sensation, that little bit of excitement, like something good is happening. That's it. Good. Down through the earth, bounce back up to the core, all the way back up through. Good. And as that level of energy increases, that healing of the mind, of the spirit, of the body, I want you to notice all of the strength that it's building within you. The commitment, the passion, the dedication, the love, the joyfulness, the laughter. That's it. Good. And just say it again. Heal my mind, heal my spirit, heal my body. Strengthen the good parts of me. The faith, my commitment, my passion, my love, my laughter, my joyfulness. That's it. As you feel that energy radiating up, that gain playing up and down, touching the core, bouncing back up, I want you to feel your heart growing as the energy as it draws into your heart. And now I want you to push that out to your loved ones. Push it out to your family, your friends, your children, your business partners, your associates, your workmates. Because I believe for us to have that level of gratitude, that level of fulfillment and success, we must want it for those around us. So whether you're praying for them or sharing this energy or whatever it is that's right for you, I want you to see them as you're lighting them up with that energy. As that energy goes up into the sky and reaches down and touches them. Good. They don't need to know. They just need to know it feels good, that something good is happening, as positive intentions are being sent out to them. Good. That's it. And as you notice that level of energy and excitement growing within you, now I want you to take that level of energy and I want you to notice one of those goals, something you've been aspiring for that hasn't happened yet. I want you to focus on that goal as if it's already happened. I want you to see yourself enjoying the success. Whatever the fruits of that hard work has come to, whatever that means for you, I want you to see yourself celebrating. Who are you celebrating with? Who's joining with you? Who are the people that have supported you and championed you through this? Maybe those people that didn't have that full belief in you, but they still stood by you. And now you're joining together. What does it mean for them? What does it mean for people around you? Who has it impacted? Good. And then a second goal. What's a second goal that you've been striving for? What's something in your life that you've truly desired? And with this level of energy, this level of success, you know anything is possible. And I want you to see as if it's done. You've already done the hard work. You are celebrating. You are enjoying the fruits of your hard work. What is it? What is that goal? Who are you surrounded by with? That's it. Celebrate. Let it build up inside you. Enjoy it. Show your mind what it is to succeed. Good. And what is this third and final goal? What is that thing you've been striving for? What's another goal that you've been aiming for? That's it. Celebrate it. It is done. Good. More. Turn it up. Celebrate like a little kid. Celebrate like you've just won the biggest jackpot of your life. Whatever it is that you've been striving for. Good. That's it. Good. Now with that level of strength and energy, with that level of success, as we slowly start to come back to now, and just before you open your eyes, only when you're ready, I want you to take that with you. Good. That's it. And when you're ready, just open up your eyes. Good. And welcome back. So there you go. That's what we call priming. So imagine starting every day like that. And I trust you connected and you played full out. Because if you did, then it wouldn't surprise me. It's not unusual for you to get emotional and welled up. And if you didn't, that's okay too, because it takes some time, right? Like any skill, we need to feel free. And you know, I don't know where you were. You might have been doing this, you know, on a train. But whatever it is for you, that level of commitment, that level of playing out, full out. Imagine starting every day like that. And I mentioned to you earlier that you don't have to start every day. I remember when I was doing this and I got to a stage like I am now, where I connect with it so long that I get that sensation for 2 or sometimes 3 days. Now that's not to say that if I didn't do it the next day, it wouldn't continue to stack and build, because it does. But I'm just saying for now, try it every morning for the next 3 mornings. That's your commitment from this episode. For the next 3 mornings, do that. Pick a tune or some music that you can get, has a level of excitement, but it doesn't overpower you. You're not focusing on the words and the lyrics so much. So maybe it's more like some background tunes, or something that you can relate to. And go through those steps, and again, refer to the cheat sheet. I lay it out for you, the 3 steps that we just took then. And see what it is like to have that level of clarity from episode 1, the state management from episode 2. And now when you kickstart your day, no matter how you feel when you wake up, if you commit to just that 10 or 15 minutes, that you can start every day in an absolute peak state, what would the quality of your life be? How would you live the next 3 weeks, 3 months, or even 12 months of your life? What could you achieve that has been holding you back? Now, I promise you some special bonuses. First of all, you may be, we've hung out for a little bit, and I've shared a little bit of some strategies and tools and techniques that I've learned from the best around the world, and I've implemented myself, and fine-tuned and tweaked just some nuances that I've sort of helped my clients along the way with. So I want you to find out a little bit more about me, because if we're going to go on this journey together, then you're going to start to ask the questions, well, who is this Jacob guy? What has he done? And why am I listening to him? And I trust that's a fair question to ask, because that's what I asked around my mentors before I really took on the journey with them. So I've created a special bonus edition, I guess, of my journey. I don't waffle on. I don't want to bore you with, details of my years, but I just want to share with some key defining moments that took my level of going from a guy that really was basically just past year 12, and I mean just past year 12, to earning well into the six figures, meeting the woman of my dream, having a beautiful family, and continuing to strive for new challenges every day. So there's that there as well. Now, second to that, I've been able to cram in as much value as I possibly can in these short 3 episodes. And if you've liked it and loved it as much as I hope you have, well, I'm going to invite you to a free webinar. And this webinar is going to go for, again, about another 60 or 90 minutes where I can add even more value. And I'm going to teach with you some more strategies of what I call that boss-like factor, because there's only so much that I can deliver now. Does that make sense? And I trust if we don't spend that time together, that's cool too, and you can take this and transform your life. But if you're an overachiever like me and you want to know what the best of the best are doing, then you want to going to be on top of this webinar. So there's a link somewhere in here for you to register your interest. It's going to happen in the next week or so. So all the dates, the times, everything's listed there. But I trust you're committed to this. Does that make sense? Like, this was just a teaser. If you really got out of this, this is like the tip of the iceberg. I've got so much more that I want to share with you. And this coming webinar is going to be a big chunk of that. So I know you're not going to be disappointed. There's going to be massive, massive value to that. So register now, jump in, lock it into your calendar. And like I said, please join us on our Facebook pages, engage with us. Tell us what you're taking away from this. Tell me what's changing over the next coming days for you. And I look forward to hearing from you on our webinar, which is going to be